Okay. Whether you want to introduce or we'll continue?
Just a second, sir. Whether we are live or not.
I'll also check it out. Okay.
Yes, we are going live.
Pardon?
We are going live, sir.
We are going live. Okay. Okay. So, good morning, friends. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm also on that. Okay. So good morning, friends. Today is our second and last session. You know, it is not possible to complete the entire things. Today we're going to have a very, very important areas to complete the things. Okay. Today we'll speed up the important questions or important areas we will have. Okay. We'll go with the things. So yesterday we have started with this definition of audit. This is very important. Objective. Yes, we have crossed this internal control, audit procedures like that. Okay, what are the aspects to be covered? Another important questions. Examination of system of accounting and internal control that we already seen. These bullet points only you can write in the exam. They themselves given that bullet points. The review of system and procedures. That is internal, there is any frauds or error, you can find out. Checking arithmetical accuracy. Nowadays is redundant. Anyhow, you can have whether the data will be pakka or not. Verification of authenticity and validity of transaction. Proper distinction between capex and revenue. Otherwise, MMS will come. Proven fair will be affected. Then you have to compare with FS with books. That is section 129 with 128. Then you have to check the assets. Title, who's the owner, whether the asset is there, what will be the value. Okay. So these are all assertions are representation by the management that are embodied in the FS as used by the auditor to consider different types of potential misstatement. Okay. So again, verification of liability, checking the results by P&L, reporting. Okay. Statutory compliance, reporting to appropriate body. So this question also repeatedly asked, very, very easy. Suppose they're asking about these points, you can write 7 instead of 11. You can write 7 points. You can write very important things. Mention any 6 points and all they are asking. So these bullet points, kindly note it down. Another question. These are all very, very simple. Very rarely they are asking. Voluntary, compulsory, like that. Again, another straightforward question is advantages of audit. Very simple. Again, they themselves given. Safeguard the financial interest, moral check on employees. The bullet point itself for you. Here itself, 3 points are there. It's settling liability taxes, negotiation of loan with the banks, determination of purchase consideration. You can write that separate also. Settling trade disputes. Again, another 2 points here. Insurance claim also be there. Deduction of wastage and losses. Okay. Proper maintenance of books of account. That way you can remember or you can highlight in your study material with a highlighter or with pencil, because it's it is not possible to entire notes and all. This highlighted point will be useful. That one day holiday is there, no? For the examination. One day holiday is there. Your highlighted point will be easily remember in your mind. That from that you can write in your own words. Correct. So it will be useful. Okay. Again, I am reiterating that still time is there. So settlement of accounts, again government grants. Don't leave this question. Again, another questions is inherent limitation. It is not a disadvantages. What are the limitations? Again, this limitation and all, insured itself given the short form of reporting. So it is not possible for an auditor to, this is another 2 marks question they will ask. Auditor is not expected to, cannot reduce audit risk to zero because there are inherent limitation of an audit. What do you mean by audit risk is? Auditor risk is risk that, auditor gives inappropriate audit opinion when FSR materially misstated. When FSR materially misstated, either you have to give QO or AO. Yesterday we have seen that decision table like that. When FSR materially misstated, material but not pervasive, you have to give qualified opinion. Material and pervasive, you have to give adverse opinion. Unable to obtain SAI, sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. Material but not pervasive, QO. Material and pervasive, DO. This is a main things of auditing. Now, you are giving, when FSR materially misstated, obviously you have to give either QO or AO. But you are giving clean report. When you are giving clean report, it is auditors. Again, it is not possible for an auditor to reduce the audit risk to zero because we are doing audit for not possible to do the 100%. Subject to sampling only. Maximum we can reduce our risk. So why? What are the internal limitation? Nature of FR. FR is prepared by the management involving a lot of judgments. They are making provisions, wrong provision possibilities there, uncertainty possible is there. Sometimes they will take contingent liability. So one of the audit report of SAIL, Steel Authority of India, company is making, auditors wants to show us a provision, but management is not agreeing for that. Management is not agreeing for that. You have to go only with things. Sometimes that will also, it is a judgment by management. I will show that. Is qualified. You see, entry tax at the time. Now everything GST will be there. 1373.42. 1373.42. However, the absence of sufficient appropriate evidence to support management view, we are the opinion that a provision for entry tax liability should be recognized in the standalone statement. But what is the management contention is still the cases is going on. Because cases is going on. The same 1373.4 has been treated as companies contingent liability. Are you clear? Are you clear? That way, there is a difference of opinion between the management and all. So there is a different tax liability. What is your things? What is a company's position and all? As an auditor, after qualification, how will be there? It's an excellent audit report of SAIL. SAIL audit report going to be excellent. That way you have to give. Okay. So obviously this is a judgment. Then nature of audit procedure. Limitation to obtain audit. Legal limitation. Management sometimes intentionally or unintentionally won't give the data. Suppose you are going for audit. Management is telling that tomorrow I will give you, tomorrow I will give you. Then what you have to do? What you have to do? It is not possible, no? It's not possible to have a things. So you force to report. Sir, very, very simple. Very simple. If management audit is, again, I'm repeating, audit is an independent examination of financial information and expressing opinion thereon. If FS is Paka, clean report, unmodified. If FS is not Paka, how you know that FS is not Paka? Based on audit evidence obtained. If audit evidence not given, QO, DO. If audit evidence given, but FS is MMS, then obviously either QO or AO, depends upon the veracity. That's all, audit got over. So, if you are not providing the data, you should not worry about that. Okay, then fraud. Management committing intentional fraud, we don't know. We are not the, next is we are not official investigator. So how to write in key points, judgment by management. Then nature of audit procedure. So intentionally, unintentionally, fraud may be sophisticated, audit not an official investigator. Then timeliness between financial reporting and balance between benefited costs. Sometimes the pressure will be there. Bank audit and all you have to complete within 2 days and all, normally tend to leave some information. So there should be a balance between cost and all. Then other matters, there are 4 areas: fraud, related party, non-compliance with laws, future event. See, these are all the areas where a short notes you can prepare. Highlighted, chart wise also you can prepare. See, all the points will cover. Limitation of audit, nature of FR, judgment by management, nature of audit procedure, inability to get, management is not providing AE, sophisticated fraud, not an investigator. Correct? FR, other matters, fraud, related party, non-compliance on laws and regulation, going concern. Here 240, 550, 250, 570. These are all the standards. That's all. That's all. So that way also you can take notes, so chart wise. Okay. Then this is, you can leave why you are doing auditing with other discipline. Very simple. That don't waste the time on that. Again, the standards. Another very important thing is the standards. From where they are issuing standards, how to classify the standard, I will show that. This is the standards. Chartered account. There are 2 things. One is SQC, separate standards on quality control. Again, there are 2 major things: assurance services, related services. In assurance services, there are again 2 major classification: audit and review of historical financial statement. Audit and review of historical FI. Historical means yesterday's event, today's history. So past event only we are auditing. Audit and review. Review means this Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 results are there. Where today also today morning paper, STFC Q3, Q2 results beating the expected results and all. So these are reviewed by the statutory auditors. Reviewed. It is not an audit, but they have a review. For audit of FI, historical financial information, we are using standards on audit. For review of historical, we are having SRE. Again, another assurance engagement. This is also assurance engagement. Other than audit and historical, we are calling as SAEs. That is for prospective information, budget and all. Whatever related services we are calling as SRS 4000 to 4699. I already given in my material also that are shared by Kavin in that things. We can have a look on. Sorry, you can go to that. I given all the numbers and all just to go through for a limited purpose. Of course, you have to remember for the standard names. See, this are all I given. Again, yesterday also I have shown that this is a thing. SRE, SAE, SRS like that. Why I'm telling is this is another possibility questions. See, what is the purpose of this IAASB? IAASB is a international auditing and assurance standard board. Your paper is auditing and assurance. And the ASP is IFAC. IFAC is a international federation of accounting. Worldwide, just like UN, United Nations, International Federation of Accounting, where 135 countries, where 180 members are there in IFAC. For example, in India, CA Institute and ICAI Institute are members of IFAC to design the various standards. So all over the world, same numbering, same standard with little bit tinkering work will be there. In India, we have to adapt according to company law and all, just like that. Just like the same thing for auditing, accounting standard also. Okay, so check it up. Establishing high quality standard guidelines for financial statement recognized by the banks and all. Type of assurance, both financial and non-financial matters. High quality standard for other related services. High quality standard for quality control. Other matters, you check it up. This not necessary. That is why they given SA, SRE, SARS and all. Very, very careful. Very, very careful. They'll ask for that. This question is a little bit repeated also there. Okay. Then next. That is why in your book itself they given. In your book itself they given. Just to go through. Sir, whether this statement and guidance note are mandatory or recommendatory. Statement means earlier they are issuing statements and all, now standards. So statements and standards are mandatory to be followed by a practicing members while doing the attestation services. Attestation means signing. The guidance note is not a mandatory, it is a recommendatory. So guidance note are recommendatory, standards and audits are mandatory. Again, quality. What are the qualities required of the auditor? You should have a pakka, no? This is another examination question. Leadership responsibility. This 6 only they will ask in exam. What are the firm's quality? Leadership responsibility. Who will have to take the lead? What are the ethical morality to be followed? How to have a relationship with the client? How many persons are required? Then how to performance area monitoring. Again here 220. Who's taking the thing is called engagement partner. Those signing the audit report and all. Those signing the audit report and all. That is called engagement partner. Sorry. What is the duty of this engagement partner? Another, because this areas, each and every area they will ask question. Engagement partner, you have to emphasize quality. To follow the professional standard. Professional standard is nothing but standards on auditing. You have to follow the regulatory, comply with firm quality policies, issuing audit reports. Engagement team is article also. Those participating along with the engagement partners are engagement team. Okay, see, they given this one also. This is a thing. This ISPA code, International Ethical Standard Board for Accounting. This is called ISBA, International Ethical Standard Board for Accountant. This ethics. This also another repeated question. Integrity. Auditor should be straightforward. Integrity. Objectivity. Not to compromise on professional judgment. Okay, objectivity. Professional competence and due care. You should have a knowledge. Professional knowledge. It is a technical. It is not an ordinary BCom or whatever. CA is that level. That is why CA is tough and all they are telling. It's achievable. Certainly achievable. Not come again. But you must have a various knowledge. Very, very simple. The entire syllabus of CA, I will classify into 7 papers only. How accounts, check it up from foundation to final 3 papers now. Earlier 4 papers. Accounts, costing, financial management. These 3 are problem. Another 3, company law, income tax, and GST. That's all. Company law, GST, income tax. Then multidisciplinary cases they are asking. Over. So there is a syllabus. Whatever we think things in this area should be thorough knowledge. Should be a thorough knowledge is required. Thorough knowledge is required. That is why you should have professional competence and due care. Confidentiality. You should not reveal the client work to others. Then professional behavior. Behavior like profession. You should have a comply with this. So very, very careful. This is also they're asking. Sometimes mention. See, again, how to write an examination is sometimes the questions are so simply mention the fundamental principles of ethics. Means only you can mention integrity, objectivity, okay, professional competence, due care, confidentiality, professional behavior. Just to mention. Sometimes they'll ask for 3 marks. Mention and explain. If it is mention and explain only, you have to explain. Otherwise, don't waste your time. Okay. Then again, another auditor should be independent. There is an independent examination. Independence of mind and independence of appearance. What is independence of mind? You should have with integrity. With professional skepticism. We'll see, go to professional skepticism. What is professional skepticism? Here also another question. Very simple. Questioning mind. Alert to the condition where possibility of misstatement due to fraud or error, critical assessment of audit evidence. Yeah, evidence, put critical assessment of audit evidence. Okay, what are the areas you have to alert audit evidence, contradict other things, questioning reliability of things, condition making fraud. This area kindly go through. Yes, okay, this is also another examination. I already told first 3 chapters, definitely pitching more questions. Each and every area we be very, very careful. This audit of financial statement and bank and all, today, whether we are covering and all, I will tell you the questions from where they are pitching the question and all, they will tell you. Here we'll have we have to see the things, okay. Again, this is another 2 marks questions or 1 mark questions, sometimes 4 marks question possibilities. There are 5 type of threat to independent. Threatening, self-interest threat. That is why selfishness of the auditor. Partner are getting financial interest in the claim. Sometimes they are giving some other work to the auditor, close business relationship with audit client. This example also they will ask. Self-review, internal audit. They are, with the example, you can identify. Self-review, advocacy, on behalf of client you are speaking, or you are purchasing shares and all on behalf of the things. Okay, then familiarity, close relatives working in the company and all. So why we are studying this area? Independency should not be affected in the 10th chapter, 141. Eligibility, qualification, disqualification of auditor will come. Intimidation, threat, or will be threatened by the client. This 5, very, very careful. How to safeguard yourself. Okay. These are all. Otherwise, you should not take the work. Otherwise, should not take the work. Again, what is acceptance and continuance? So if you feel that this is another exam question, you should, before taking the assignment, it's called engagement. Engagement means assignment, work and like that. You should know that the integrity of the company. Otherwise, don't take the work. Okay, if they are doing fraud, how I know? And you can ask, based on the last year, suppose a continual relationship. No? Last year they committed fraud and all, you should be very, very careful whether you have to continue or better to resign from the company. So integrity must see. Your engagement team is competent to perform that one. Suppose you doesn't have a resources. Suppose they are appointing tomorrow for Reliance audit. I'm having only 5 staff. How it is possible? Again, my staff, either my article assistants having knowledge, because our jobs, our work is based on brain. Correct? Our work on based on our brain, where we have to use our standards on auditing. We have to use accounting standard, we have to use ethical standard. Then only you are taking that. Okay, you have to follow the ethical requirement. Again, simply this is also another exam question. Human resources, how much resources are required? This is we can leave. This is also there. Then another essay 210. Now we are moving to essay 210. Agree in the terms of audit engagement. This is called engagement letter issued by the auditor to the client. Management only responsible for the things. So this auditor had to see FR is acceptable, whether management acknowledge is understand response. So they only preparing FS, they only responsible for internal control. They have to provide the data to the auditor. Then only we have to get the evidence. Otherwise, they are not providing what we have to do. We forced to give the QO or DO only. This is nothing but section 134 subsection by director's responsibility statement. Kindly keep in mind. You have to link. See, auditing is linking only, sir. Yesterday I was saying that jumping from one area to another area, because obviously it is a linking. Another very important is called engagement letter. So there are 4 letters in the audit concept. First is appointment letter, for which appointment by client to auditor. There is auditee to auditor. First one. There is no standard. Second is engagement letter, auditor to client. 2 copies we prepared. Both are signed by both the persons. 1 copy retained by the auditor, another copy to be sent to the client. Nowadays, email and all. Everything is email. Third is letter of weakness. Earlier we are called as letter of weakness. Nowadays we are calling as communicating deficiencies in internal control with those charged with governance and management. Section SA 265. Issued by the auditor to the client. Last is MRL, we call as management representation letter. SA 508. That is also audit evidence, management responsible to provide all the data. These are all 4 letters. So what are will be there? Because why engagement letter is very important. There are 5 elements will be there. First, what is the objective and scope of audit? Responsibility of auditor. What is the responsibility of the management? Then what format FR to be prepared? What format a report to be prepared? These 5 things. Another, every year not necessary to give. Every year, not necessary to give some exception is there. Very important. Why? Any client is misunderstood on the objective, then you have to say. Any changes in the engagement, you have to say. Any changes in senior management, because it is signed by the another fellow, company's fellow. The resign means new fellow will tell, I don't know, sir, what report, what engagement letter you have given. Again, you have to say any changes in ownership, any changes in size of the entity. Again, changes in legal or regulatory requirement, any changes in legal, new GST came, at the time the engagement will be different. Any changes in FR, any changes in another question is possible for exam. Clear? Again, limitation, because before taking the assignment, any limitation, don't accept. Management, TCWG, invasion scope, don't accept. This is before accepting the things. Then you accepted the engagement. Here, client is feeling that, sir, this is resulting from changes. What you have to do? What you have to do? You have to consider. You have to change the. You have to, suppose you feel that changes in circumstances. Client feels that changes in circumstances means suddenly tax audit is coming. Or misunderstanding of nature of audit by the client, restricting on the scope of our engagement. If it is there, you have to give, you should not take the original engagement letter. You have to go with a fresh engagement letter. Still management is adamant. No, and all. Better you have to withdraw means resign and determine whether there is an obligation. Then you have to inform the other parties, TCWG, owners and related. So very, very careful. Lot of minute 2 marks question, lot of minute MCQs also asked from that. Okay. So this is the first chapter, very important. So just to go through. Okay. So in second chapter, we are moving to, sorry. Again, audit planning. Here, planning, what are the things? Audit plan should be a things, accounting systems and internal control. It is based on knowledge of business. This question may be asked, what is the advantages? Very, very simple. Like planning for your exam, same thing applicable for planning for an audit. How to plan to write the exam? See, today is October, what do you call it? 17th, correct? So another days, how many days you have to prepare? Whether you have to prepare for 12 hours, 12, 14 hours, 16 hours. Earlier we are preparing like that. Nowadays, because of the technology is killing us, distraction more. Those passed before 77, there is no accounting standard, there is no auditing standard. There is no TV at all. After that, the introduction of this cable TV killed a lot. We are watching more cricket. Correct. Again, nowadays, new cinemas, new Insta, whatever, it's distracting us. That is why we are not, because still you are performing very well. That is why I'm appreciating the youngsters, younger generation. Really, still a lot of distraction we are passing. That is why you must be proud of that. Still focus to prepare for 14 to 16 hours. See, out of 24 hours, plan well. 6 hours, 7 hours sleep is there, or maximum 14 hours at least. You can sit. Now it's a possibility to finish off the exam. Finish off the exam. That killing instinct is needed. Okay. So you have to help the devote proper attention, important areas, potential problem areas, proper manage the engagement team. Team is selection of engagement team member, direction supervision of engagement team, coordination with the things. So this is the thing. What is strategy? Scope, timing, and direction of audit. What is the scope and all? How much resources? Resource means your human resources. Amount of resources allocate to each areas. See how to deploy the resources, how to manage the resources. That way, keep in mind. Again, we will speed up. What is a relationship over? It's interconnected. One strategy is established, detailed but see. So plan will be prepared from the strategy. If you are changing in strategy, obviously changes in plan and vice versa. Now, okay. Now, so before planning, this is a knowledge of client business. This is also there in the 4th chapter. You must have a knowledge. Suppose you are an auditor for Leo Cinema, you are an auditor for Reliance, you are an auditor for insurance company and all. You must have a knowledge of that. Each and every business is a different one. So you must have a relevant industry, regulatory, must know. You must know nature of operation, how the entity will be there. You must know application of accounting policies. You must know objective entities, objective and strategies, measurement entities performance. Another question for that. Again, audit planning is a continual process, continuous. If we ask for exam, it is not a discrete phase. It's a continual and iterative. Iterative means what will be done. In foreign fellows are coming to India, what are all the itinerary and all they will give. What time we have to do, what time like that. Okay. So what are things, this is also exam question. What are all the things to assess? What are the matters? Analytical procedure. Essay 520 is there. General understanding of legal and framework. Materiality, essay 320. Involvement of expert, essay 620. Other risk assessment procedure, essay 330. Okay, these are also you have to keep in mind. Again, you are the responsible for audit strategy and audit plan. If you are changing the plan and all, that will be okay. You have to document whatever things you have to document. Then we are working what are the audit program, the real work. Sir, very simple, sir. Audit strategy, higher level. How to do? Plan. See, yesterday I told audit strategy for our exam, 5 things. You must know the syllabus, you must know the things and all is a strategy. Planning is what are the things. So how many days, like that is a planning. Real execution is audit program. These executions are done by article assistants only. Seniors won't do. Again, this is the questions also they will. What are all the constructing audit program? This is another repeated question. Scope, you have to done with the scope and limitation. Don't poke in other areas. A written audit program. Then only reasonable which evidence is available. Only those steps and procedure, audit procedure you have to follow. What is the important areas? Then what are the possibility of all error? Coordination. Because this is very, very important. Based on audit program only, we are collecting the evidence. Very, very important. Then these are all yesterday we have seen with these 7 From the 7 only, documentary examination, physical examination, this first 2 is come under inspection. Statement and explanation, third parties, both are come under inquiry. Arithmetical calculation comes under recalculation. Internal control, internal check, we come under there is a what do you call re-performance. These are all comes under inspection. Subsequent action by client and all comes under external. They grouped. Okay. Which method you have to follow and all they're giving. Cash in hand, you have to count only. You have to count, checking. For investment, you have to see the external confirmation bank certificate, like that. Again, another exam question. What is the advantage? Assistant means article assistance. Clear set of instruction. You have to give a clarity. Otherwise, simply studying and all, what is the use for that? Then give a major audit, total perspective. What are the things to be done and all? The selection of assistants. Then mental plan will be there. Predetermined program, have a mental plan. Even for these 2-day classes also, I have a mental plan. What is to be done, what are under. It's called mind mapping and all. They will normally in psychology will tell us mind mapping. The same auditing I can take for 200 hours, 120 hours, 80 hours, 2 days, 6 hours also a challenging one. I know it's not possible to cover entire thing, but still that way the damage control mechanism normally. Sir, I have not studied auditing. Still possibility of passing. Yes, you can pass second group or whatever. That mental courage is needed. Okay. Then ask the assistant to put the signature. Why? Otherwise, our fellows won't. No, sir, I'm not done and all. You can, principal can control the process, future guidance. Okay, so evidence for that. What are the disadvantages? Sometimes you'll give a checklist to the client, checklist to the article mechanical. He will give tick, tick, tick like that. You will do in you only, but very careful. Then if you have a rigid program, the fellows won't accept. Okay, sometimes inefficient assistant, just to tick and all. Sir, whatever I have done. In hard and fast audit program, we kill the initiative of efficient and enterprising. You have to ask from the article assistants also. What is your opinion and all? A good engagement partner, you have to ask. So what you have done and all you have to ask. So all these disadvantages may be eliminated by imaginative supervision of work carried by us. So just like empathy, there is a difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy means, oh, what happened? Assume that the Chennai rain and all. Oh, they lost this one and all. You are sympathy. The empathy means assume that you are the victim. That's called empathy. Just like that, you have to imagine, assume that I am the article assistance, how I can do. Imaginary thing. It will be useful for that. So this is another question for examination. Very, very simple. Next, we are moving into the materiality. Yesterday, I was shown that comparing, this is a thing. Materiality. Here, another question is called benchmark. Professional judgment. Again and again, this professional judgment and all, they will ask, very, very simple. I will show that. Not in your study material, but you must know. Application of relevant training, knowledge, experience. That is why our like that. Correct. Within the context provided by auditing, accounting, and ethical standard, in making informed decision about course of action that are appropriate in the circumstances of auditing. It means you should have a training, should have a knowledge, you should have experience in what areas: auditing, accounting, ethical standard, in making informed decision. You should have an immediate call. course of action that are appropriate in the circumstances of auditing. Because I'm having 3 doctors, surgeons are my clients. I will discuss with the doctors. Normally, I have a high regards for doctors because doctors and CAs are Doctors' Day and CA Day are the same day, July 1st, where doctors are keeping your health, CAs are keeping your wealth. So one of my surgeon is telling that, sir, even though whatever be the scan report, everything pakka, when they are opening their stomach or whatever, I have a one laparoscopy surgeon. When they are opening the things, then only they will identify some other problem also be there. So immediately they have to take the call. Again, one joke, it is not a joke, the real things are happened. Chennai, one of the famous doctor, some 50, 60 years back, the name is Ramacharana, is walking, morning walking, he's going with that. Now, he's a chain smoker. So he's walking in the road. In the roadside, a lady is going to deliver a baby. Roadside, nobody is there. Normally, the head only have to come from that head. But the child's food is coming. Otherwise, the child will die as well as the mother also will going to die. Immediately take this cigarette, things and all, put it in the child's food. Child's food is inside that, rotated the one, head is coming out. See, it is a professional judgment. Immediately taken the action. If it is us and all, will be a child, sir, small child. Are you getting that? This is a professional judgment. Just like that. So you have to maintain professional judgment. What are the areas? Yesterday also I told materiality. You have to take the call. Audit risk also. You have to take nature, timing of audit procedure. What time you have to make RAP, FAP, like that. Evaluation and sufficiency in appropriate of audit evidence. Here wrongly put up audit procedure. Then management judgment in applying applicable FRF, drawing conclusion based on audit evidence. This is very, very important. Any audit, these are all we need. That is why any audit report, even the latest audit, whatever, TCS, any company audit report, this wording will be there. Our responsibility, management responsibility. Yesterday, we have seen that auditor's responsibility. Our objective to obtain reasonable assurance and all. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance. It's not a guarantee. See. This is the thing. The wording will be there. We exercise professional judgment and professional skepticism throughout the audit. Why? Identify the risk of MMS, understanding of this is the thing. Entire auditing will be there. What is your responsibility and all will be there. That is why I already told you that. No. SA 700 itself, yeah. Reporting standard where everything covered. Okay. What are the things? What are the benchmark you have to make? Elements of FS. What are the items? Attention of users. Nature of the entity. Relative volatility of the benchmark. This is an examination. Normally, everybody watch which area they will focus. Normally, anybody will see that. What will be the profit? What will be the break even? Normal mentality of the benchmark. This is another 2 marks question maybe asked. 4 marks also. Normally, my mentality is when I'm seeing annual report, my mentality, I won't see the audit report or things. I will see the audit fees. How much audit fees are collected by the auditor? Yeah, curiosity. Another CA only doing this audit. How much audit? In Reliance audit report and all, 32 crores is the audit fees. Another CA only getting, no. Another CA only getting. Anyhow. Susan benchmark. You can change the revision also. That's all on the second chapter. We are moving into the third chapter. Huge area. Huge area. But we'll cover. Audit evidence, yesterday I was saying. Audit documentation. What is audit documentation? Proof of conducting audit. See. Record of audit procedure performed. Record of audit procedure performed means again mind you have to make risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure. Further audit procedure, again test of control, substantive procedure. Again substantive procedure, test of details, analytical procedure. In analytical test of details, test of transaction, otherwise vouching, test of balances, verification. Then based on that is eye to eye. Inspection, observation, external confirmation, recalculation, reperformance, analytical procedure, inquiry. Because that also you are keeping in mind. Audit evidence also you have to be keep in mind. Based on that only you are concluding. What is the thing? What is the purpose of this? All the things should be documented. Otherwise, any action against taken by the company or legal things. Nowadays, a lot of NFRA come into play, National Financial Reporting Authorities. So far, 13, they are taken action against 39 auditors. Check it up in NFRA website. Non-compliance of auditing standards. Some of the beautiful judgments also be there. What I am telling is very, very careful on this documentation. Everything you have to document. What is the purpose of this document? Same like that. Audit planning, assisting the engagement team to plan, assisting the member of engagement to supervise the work, accountable for the work, useful for the future audit. Same thing. Does he know the purpose of audit documentation? Even you can write the audit planning things. Okay. What are the things? What time you have to make? What is the audit procedure? What is the conclusion? Professional judgment and all again and again they will take. Okay. Again, this is a factor. It depends upon company to company. Size and complexity of entity. For Reliance and all, there is a different. What procedure you perform? What are the areas? Identify risk of MMS. What evidence update? What exceptional report? Exception report, normal exception. What conclusion method? What methodology and tools used? It is not a CISR or whatever for doctors. BRS, bank reconciliation statement. Like that, these are all things. These are all the examples. Audit program, analysis, issue of memoranda, significant matter, checklist. These are all the audit documentation. You have to prepare the timely basis. Just like taking notes, sir. You are not nowadays everything digital. Nobody is keeping that. My office also 100% digital. Ask the client to send by WhatsApp or whatever, we can save. Scanning, everything document we can scan and whatever. Correct. Now, so you have to keep in the one or other storage media in physical or electronic record the comprise specific engagement. Each and every client, you have to keep. For example, I will show my documentation. It is there and all. Because some of the things I removed. Removed clients also I will keep, because very, very important. No? Because otherwise, any action to be taken against me, definitely problem for me. Year wise, I will keep. Year wise. Then in year wise also data, tally data, tax audit cases, what are the reports? Just why I will keep. Just why I will keep. So any questions are asked, I will show this. This is the way, year wise, because now I had to remove 7 years. You can keep the working papers. 7 years we can keep the working papers. So very, very careful to keep the data. I will classify like that. Internal audit files. You can arranging like that. You are arranging like that. Question we see. See everything clarity. See how I arranged the class material also. See, I'm taking in various things. ICSI class material, ICMI class material, ICAI. See, I'm taking CA final auditing, new old, DT direct access, new old, CA final law, new old. Like that. Even for inter auditing, are you getting the point? Then only easy for us. It's a new model 1, model 2. Is a proper planning. Very difficult. Initially is a little bit difficult, but after that, easy for you. I'm documenting. Very clear? You should have a proper documentation. Then assemble final audit file. This is also a repeated question. So what SQC says, timely completion of this. How to complete within 60 days. Time they are giving. Within 60 days from the day, after the date, very, very important. They will ask specifically, after the date of audit report, you have to give. It means that you should not do a new one. Already you conducted the audit. For example, what will happen? No, there are 10 from 4 or 5 article licenses are gone for the audit. Each and everybody provided with laptop. Nowadays, everything they'll gone with the laptop and all. So some documents are kept by A. Another some documents are kept by B article license, like that. Finally, you have to collude, no? Otherwise, what will happen? No? Sometimes normally we'll keep in the mentality will keep in. See, normally we'll save in the desktop. Even it is also a wrong practice. Because of the lethargy, we'll keep some of the data in the desktop. But after completion of audit work, you have to be very, very careful to arrange the thing. That is very important. You have to arrange. Boring work only. So you have to complete the assemble. You should not do the involve the performance. Once the audit got over, 60 days, have a relax. Within 60 days, you have to arrange. You should not see what you can do, deleting or discarding superseded documentation. Sometimes client will give some data. You finalize with the Excel file. Suddenly new data means another file, P&L balance sheet, which is new or old, you don't know. Better, normally I will do like that. P&L balance sheet, what date I put it in the Excel file itself. Again, another one is what date, like that, we have to be. Okay, so easy for us. Then you have to keep, this is another repeated question. You have to keep the working papers for 7 years from the date of audit, or later from the group audit report, mean consolidated financial statement we are doing report. Normally 7 years means our fellows are 7 years from the year wise. No. From the date of audit report. For example, 31/3/2023 got over. You are signing before 30th September. You have to keep the working paper from September 30th for another 7 years, not from 31st March. For company, for Audit, 7 years working paper. For Companies Act, 8 years books of current year plus 8 years. For income tax, 6 years from the relevant assessment. You would have studied in 44AA. So income tax, 7 years, 6 plus 1, 7 years you have to maintain books. Working paper, 7 years, Companies Act, 8 years. Somebody is a company is coming for audit. Working paper you can give for 7 years. Company have to maintain for 8 years. So what I am telling is, all you must know as an audit. See, auditing is pure common sense plus whatever knowledge you gained in the other subject are tested normally. Why? If you know the Companies Act only, you can do the company audit. You must know the company accounts, Schedule 3. Then only you can conduct the audit. You know the costing, only cost audit. You know the secretarial areas and all the secretarial audit. Information technology audit. Like that. GST audit they removed. But you have to help your client. No? GST audit will be conducted by now these fellows, what do you call it? GST official. Very clear. So what are the documentation normally? What are the results of the procedure? Circumstances that cause difficulty? All you have to keep. Okay. You have to summarize. Because again, summarize report. So you're having a lot of working paper, nobody having time to read. Even for court judgment, 2000 pages judgment. Whether it is possible for a judge to read everything in court, it will take so many time. Operating class and all, they will tell. Total judgment, one page itself, you will read the summary. Okay, he's a culprit, not a culprit and all, they will tell. Just like that, you have to arrange in a particular thing. Synopsis, we'll call a synopsis, no? Below that we make. So who is the owner? Again, another repeated question. Unless otherwise provided by the things. Audit, audit documentation is a property of the auditor. Nobody will compel the auditor to give the opinion. Ask its discretion, he can give the things. Even though the client data will be there, client have no right to ask the auditor. Even for a branch, suppose you are the main auditor, you should not have a right to ask. You have a request the branch auditor to have a working paper. But you can visit the branch. There is a difference between that. Already the branch is audited by another CA. You are the main auditor. You can request the branch auditor to give the branch auditor. Anyhow, we're going to send the audit report to you only. But if suppose any things you can ask from the branch auditor, request. So kindly give. It is a request. Whether going to give or not, it is a discretion of the particular auditor. But you can have a visit to the particular branch. Okay. Again, this audit evidence we have already seen. It's a huge area only, but we already seen this areas yesterday. It's a challenging for me to complete within 2 classes. It's a very challenge. It is also a new thing for me. For 6 hours, first time in my entire things and all. After taking 60 times I taken this, more than 60 times I'm not having this data, but it's a very interesting one. Again, today also again I'm thanking this SICASA to give an opportunity and give another 2 hours is there. We can try to complete maximum. Okay, WR again written representation by the management to confirm, to support other audit evidence. Very important. It is not itself an audit evidence. Support audit evidence. That is why they will ask. Okay. Now, this is very important. They will ask. Although written representation provide necessary audit evidence, they do not provide SI on their own. See, one question asked, the auditor of P and P, the result we know that. Auditor requests the management to provide banker certificate in support of things. Whether it is over, no. They won't provide sufficient appropriate evidence on their own. You have to collect the evidence. But written representation is a supporting. Why you are collecting report representation? Otherwise, the management tell in a different way. That is why you are collecting the evidence. Okay. What is the objective? This also asked in exam. Obtain written representation and management. Support the other evidence. This is supporting for other evidence. You have to respond appropriately for this way. From where you have to collect written representation? From the man who are preparing the FS, you can collect. For a specific purpose, you can also from the other fellows. Any problem will be there in legal areas and all. You can collect staff engineers, internal counsel. Internal counsel means law officers working in that company. You can collect. So management is only responsible to give the things. Okay. Now, suppose they are not providing the things. What I have to do? Straight away discuss with the management, reevaluate. They are not providing. Obviously, I have to go for 705. 705, obviously, either QO or DO only will come. Management is not providing the evidence and all. Okay. Written representation over. Again, this audit evidence specific consideration for selected item. There are 3 items. One is for inventory, second for segmental reporting, third for claims, liabilities. This is a focused area. Again, I am telling that any normally standards are every 10, 10, 10 only, 200, 210, 220, 230 like that. But any standard in between 210 numbers, for example, 500, after that 501, after that 505, then only 510. So this 501 and 505 is in between 500 and 510. It means what? This 501 and 505 takes color from 500. It means an extension of SA 500. Are getting the point? Even in 700 series, 700, 701, 705, 706. So the 701, 705, 706 is an extension of 700. That way you have to take. The reading the standard also a beautiful way to read. See, each and everything, some art to learn. Even for Companies Act also, how to decode any act, Income Tax Act, GST Act. How to decode the act is a very, very important. Okay, so see, litigation, inventory. Normally, a lot of questions are pitching from inventory. What are the duty of the auditor? You have to attend the physical counting. You have to attend, not necessarily you must count entire thing. This is called observation. Unless in practical. What is unless impractical? Sir, I am not feeling well. Corona period. We'll see. So how they are instruction, management, how the instruction given to the fellows who are counting, observe, then inspect the inventory, perform test account, testing. For example, you are the auditor for some oil making or Idayam, gingerly oil auditors. Then you can suddenly you can test count also. Or you can ask the fellows to open that oil container. Whether they are filled up with the water or filled up with the oil and all, you must know. One of the cases when my relative was in accounts, there is a bank manager in the bank. Bank given working capital loan against the coconut oil things in the Kollam, where the fellow got the loan against the coconut oil. It is stored in the storeroom. Normally we call as key loan. Keyhold means everything is given in that particular room. All the working capital, all the stock. Working capital is given against the stock. The bank also given the loan. The fellow not repaid the loan. If they are not repaid the loan, means bank will sell that coconut oil and collect the money. When they open the each and every packet, majority of the containers are only water. So our fellows are very, very careful. There is why mental alertness is needed. That is why I already told this professional skepticism is needed for an auditor. You have to go with the normal things. But any foul play is there or not, as a chartered accountant, as an auditor, you must do. Okay. Then again, you have to attend that. You have to inspect the inventory, whether their management is compliant with that evidence. Then you have to matters. This is also they'll ask in exam. This question also they will ask in exam. This question also they will ask. Matters relevant in planning. What is the nature of inventory? How it is completed? What is the risk in MMS to inventory? Nature of inventory control? What time they are controlling? What is the procedure for accounting? Whether maintain perpetual inventory system, continuous stock taking like that, where it is kept, whether it is expert, is the auditor's expert is needed. Some of the inventory we don't know. No? When I am going for a bank audit, first my article share, it is in a fact. Fertilizer and Chemical Travancore Limited, it is in Kochi, where the fertilizers are in white color. Output also white color. Input also white color. So I don't know. As a thing, even for the experienced chartered accountant also, input also white color, output also white color. How to differentiate? So during my articleship, my senior is a BSc chemistry fellow. He's a BSc chemistry fellow. He knows a little bit about the what chemical will be there. If it is any, you are going for a textile and all thread will be converted into the shirt material or whatever. Then it is easy for your things. Here, so if it is needed, you are going for the auditor's experts. For example, you are the auditor for ONGC, oil exploration. The oil is coming from the earth. How I know that oil reserve is there or not? We are not a technical person. You have to get the auditor's expert. That is why SA 628 using the work of an auditor's expert. Very clear, very clear. Then, suppose they are conducting the physical inventory normally on 31st March. Normally, if it is not there, some other date, you have to make the difference. For example, April 5th is conducting the physical inventory count. So, what is the movement from April 5th to 31st March? Whatever purchases, whatever sales is made, you have to tally. Again, you are not unable to obtain. Suppose unable to attend the inventory, unforeseen health point of view and all, what? Make observation physical count on some other date. Okay. Finally, sir, I'm not physical inventory count is impracticable. What is impracticable? Location threatening to the auditor health. If it is an heavily lignite corporation where the auditor and all the coal are extracted from that, it is inside the earth and all, definitely will affect your life threatening or whatever. So it means what? You have to have some other evidence. It is not possible. Then in this case, first you have to see some alternative things are there. Otherwise, you have to give the SA 705. Very clear? Again, another litigation claim. Cases against the company. What are the things? This is also another repeated question. How to know that? How you know that litigation is there? Have you know that it's a litigation is there? You have to find out inquiry of management. You have to ask any in-house legal counsel. In-house legal counsel is a law officers in the company itself. Minutes of the TCWG. Normally, in any cases, they have a minutes. And what are the correspondence with the external legal counsel also? We have to see. Again, review the legal expenses, how much they paid. This is also very important. Okay, you have to any MMS is there, you have to communicate with external legal counsel. Normally, external legal counsel, they won't allow. Otherwise, you have to get. Okay. Same question. Segment. What is segmental? Is 17. Is 17. Yeah. Company, for example, or auditor for Jio, Reliance. Jio is telecom is different. Oil is different. That is okay. A different business under the same thing. How the allocation of the overgates and all, you must know. So there is a thing, elimination of inter-segment reporting and all. That you would have studied in that things, accounts. Then next is external confirmation. Another standard. What is the external confirmation? Directly obtained by the auditor. What is definition? Audit evidence obtained as a direct written response to auditor from third party in paper or electronic. Third party had to give that directly to the auditor, not routed through the client. That is why happened in the Satyam case. In Satyam case, what happened? No. Auditor asked for the bank balances from the fixed deposit from the Satyam. But these fellows are making a letterhead of the bank. In that, they typed that one, they handed over the auditor, okay, and all. It is not external confirmation. Client will request, client will send the email to the bank. Our auditor will send the letter, confirm directly to the auditor. It means third party. Otherwise, client won't accept, no. Client won't accept. For example, you are a Satyam auditor, you are directly sent to the bank won't give. How can I send the details? So that is why Satyam, you have to inform the third parties, our auditors will send the letter, then you can confirm. Okay. So this is also repeated questions are there. Positive confirmation. Your letter is like that. Positive confirmation request. It means you have to draft a letter like that. Client had to confirm. That is a client's claim. The confirming party respond to directly to the auditor whether he is agreeing or disagreeing with the request. For example, as per Sunday data, trade receivable as per your books, client book is 5 lakhs. You are sending the letter to the client. In the confirming party, third party had to tell. If it is a 3 lakhs also, you have to give 3 lakhs. If it is a 5 lakhs also, you have to send the letter. That is a confirmation request. Next is negative confirmation request. If it is a 5 lakhs is there, you won't confirm. You won't send back the letter. Are you clear? Are you clear? So confirming party only disagrees, you have to say. Here, agrees or disagrees, very, very careful. This is called positive confirmation. Disagree is called negative. Non-response, very, very careful. Non-response means it is applicable only for positive confirmation request. It won't come for negative. It means what? In case of negative means, is not confirming means you are assuming that he confirmed. Same balance. But in positive confirmation only, you have to give this one. Then what is exception? Any difference between your data and client data? What is the reason for that you have to take? So this is a procedure. Which information to be confirmed? Selection of the party, 100% not possible to get the external evidence from all the fellows. You have to send the request. Sending the request. Nowadays, softwares are available from the tally itself. You can send the letter. Okay, which information you have to make? Selection of the party, confirmation letter, you have to draft. Then you have to follow up with the request. Suppose they are not, management is refusing to send the letter means, what is the reason for that and all? You have to see. Then you have to inform the higher level authority in the company. It's called TCWG. Those charged with governance, nothing but those taking strategic decision in the companies called TCWG. Then after that, you have to make SA 705. What are the areas, external confirmation procedures? So, okay, after getting the external confirmation procedures, you have to respond, you have to allocate, you have to see. Okay. What are the areas external confirmation will be there means for bank balances, sundry debtors, sundry creditors, investment, and all you have to pay. Okay. Before going for this another one, Kavin, we can have a break now itself.
Yes, sir. 5 minutes.
Yeah, 8:25. We'll meet by 8:40. Okay. We'll have 8:40. Again, we'll meet.
Sure.
We'll start.
Yes, sir, we can start.
Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is initial audit engagement opening balance. So what is this? So auditor for, I will speed up some of the things areas also because we have to cover entire things. You are the first time auditor for the company or first time coming for the audit for the company. This standard will be applicable. Just keeping because of the, again, the related party, just like because another 1.5 hours only will be there. Effectively 1 hour and 20 minutes. We have to cover up. Here also, this question will be 2 marks question. Overall related party and all will be there. This question is 2 marks question repeatedly asking. Entities that are used under common control by a state, national, regional or local government are not considered related parties unless they engage in significant transaction or share resources. For example, Kavin milk. In Chennai, Kavin is very famous for milk. Suppose for Kavin milk, employees, it is in Ennur or Madhavaram, the plant is there. Now this Kavin milk is have a tie-up with Metropolitan Transport Corporation, MTC buses, to make a commutation from their place to arranging transport facilities for the employees means then related parties. Because they are using that one. Otherwise, separate. Kavin is a separate. Otherwise, MTC is separate. Various all are controlled by same state only, Tamil Nadu only, but have a common control unless engage in significant transaction or resources. Are you clear? This is a 2 marks repeated questions. Very careful. What is your responsibility? You have to take the things. This is also, they will ask an exam. Audit procedure to identify, because a lot of fraud prone areas. You have to, what is your duty? You should not affect it. You should not mislead the things. Achieve the proven fair things. Okay. Just to go through. How to identify, another question, exam question. How we can identify related party transaction? You have to see the income tax return they are supplying and all. Related party disclosure will be there in the Companies Act. Would have studied in AS 18. Just to go through. Again, yesterday I have seen this true and fair view. I already explained this true and fair. Okay. In subsequent event. Subsequent event is after the date of balance sheet and audit report. But the fact is known to the auditor after the audit report. Very, very funny things, no? It's a date, any things occurring in between balance sheet date and audit report, possibilities. So any fire will be there, anything will be there. Then auditor will tune your auditor. But after issue of audit report, sorry, then what you have to do? That is a thing. We have to collect the evidence. This is a thing asked in the exam. What audit procedure you have to do? Obtain understanding of procedure, inquiring of management, reading minutes, reading IFR. This is asked in the exam. How auditor knows subsequent events are there? Is like that events occurring after the balance sheet date, AS4. Events occurring after the balance sheet is between balance sheet date and board report, any event. But first issue audit report, after that only board report will come. Okay. So you have to collect the subsequent event letter from management. Then what is your duty? You check it, a very, very funny thing. Same procedure for fact which become known to the audit after the date of audit report, but before the date of FSR issue. FS to be issued to the shareholder under section 137. Would have studied. Link with the things. FS to be issued to the copy of audited FS to be for the members as well as things. There is no obligation because you already issued this one. Another, there is no obligation to perform any of procedure regarding FS after the date of audit report. However, when after the date of audit report, but before the date of FS are issued, a fact become known to the auditor that had been known to the auditor at the day of auditor may cause the amendment of auditor. Correct or not? If it is, sir, after getting my audit report only, I know that something happened. I know that. Then if it is known before the issue of audit report, definitely would have amendment that. Then you have to discuss with the management how you going to handle. Then whether FS you need to amendment. Inquire how management going to address. If they are going to amend the FS, obviously you have to amend the audit report also. Obviously, definitely you have to go with the revised audit report, but don't write in exam revised audit report. Same thing, check it up. Then fact which meant known to auditor after FS are issued. You issued the FS along with the annual notice to annual report. What I had to do? Same procedure. Why they are giving same procedure and all? I don't know. Still, I'm not in a position to identify. Same wording will be there. So it means what? Fact which became to know the auditor after the date of audit report, but before the date of FS issued, even after the date of FS are issued, same procedure. This is a repeated question. Okay. Then we are moving into going concern. One of the fundamental accounting assumption. So what are all the going concern things and all? They'll ask in one of the things. What is the objective of auditor? Sufficient appropriate audit evidence whether going concern is there or not. Again, any material uncertainty. Normally you call us material uncertainty is affecting the going concern. What is your responsibility? What is your responsibility? Where, what are the areas possibility of going concern affecting financial? On seeing the FS itself, we can identify current ratio not there, adverse key ratio, just to go through financial, operating, others, labor difficulties. It's affecting the company's performance. Then you have to ask the management, suppose you identified going concern is affecting, you have to ask the management to perform assessment ability of the going concern like that. You have to check just to go through. If going concern basis of accounting is inappropriate, suppose normally the going concern is not there, they have to go with the liquidation basis. Otherwise, straight away, you have to give AO only. Suppose they are not followed the going concern things. Going concern is there. They are not followed. See. Why they given that going concern? Though the company is under closure, company going to close, material uncertainty relating to going concern section. Final accounts have been prepared by the company on the going concern basis. Company under liquidation, you have to prepare under liquidation basis, but the company prepared the books of account under going concern. It is a if any fundamental accounting assumption are affected, straight away I have to go with AO only, no EO. It is a materially misstated with a perversive, material and perversive. How he knows that government of India itself going to close because it's HMT, watches and all, you don't know. Correct. So that way you have to be things, because auditor thinks is a way of practical. Suppose they prepared on a liquidation basis. Pakka, going concern affected, but management is prepared on the things. You can give unmodified opinion. Because they prepared based on liquidation basis. You can give unmodified opinion, but you can give it in the emphasize matter paragraph. Better to show in emphasize this is happening now. Okay. Then what I have to do? Use of going concern basis of accounting, appropriate, but material uncertainty is there. What you have to do? You have to give a separate section in a paragraph, material uncertainty relating to going concern. Suppose they are not reporting material uncertainty, you have to give QORA. Okay, this is a summary. This is a summary for chapter number 3. The major thing is SA 230 documentation, 500, 501, 505, 510, 550, 60, 70, 80. These 9 standards are there in the chapter number 3. Okay. Then we are moving into the, instead of chapter number 4, I will speed up. What are the important areas we'll take up? This is audit risk assessment. That I already told. Audit risk, there is that auditor giving inappropriate opinion. So audit risk is equal to risk of MMS into deduction risk. What is inherent risk? I already told. It is not possible to, when you are introducing the internal control, you can avoid the inherent risk. Control risk not at all possible to avoid, even though you are introduction of internal. So risk of MMS is nothing but risk of inherent risk and control risk. So audit risk is an inherent risk, control risk, and deduction risk. Deduction risk is a risk that you are not in a position to make. So they have a beautiful example there. This is an example, understand all the 3 risks. XYZ Limited is engaged in business and running of several stores, dealing in variety of items such as ready-made garments, all season shoes, just like Reliance supermarket, hypermarket, like that. Imagine Lulu market or whatever. There are security tags on the each and every item. Nowadays, barcode is there. No? Moreover, they are maintaining inventory records. What are all the type of risk? Inherent risk, because items have been misappropriated by employees. There were risk to the auditor that would inventory records would be inaccurate. Control risk, even though security tags are there, inventory records also on monthly basis. Even though I have more control, there is a collusion among employees, very difficult to find out. Deduction risk, we are checking on efficiency and effectiveness of various control, using all the things, even sampling techniques. Still you are not in a position to find out. Sometimes it will happen, no? Some of the companies, some videos also have seen in the mobile boxes. We are ordering for this Samsung or whatever. In between that, they will put up some stones. We don't know. Even assume that the Apple phone or whatever, the outside thing, the Apple sticker will be there. Inside that there is no things and all. How you know that? Very difficult. Very difficult. No. You are checking physical verification. Fine. Simply you are making an Apple sticker is easy. No. Nowadays, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, RAP and all, same thing we already studied. Is a dry area, is internal control, is a process, design and implementation. This I already given here. What is the limitation they will ask? Only reasonable assurance of internal human judgment in decision making, lack of understand what purpose internal control will be there. Again, pollution among employees. Again, produced by judgment by management, limitation. Just I'm speeding up. These are all boring areas. Suppose again, sir, this is a dry area. Normally, chapter number 4 and chapter number 7 are boring, sampling and all. But still, some of the areas are scoring. Where I am telling that this limitation of internal control. For example, what auditor had to do for internal control? You have to test, you have to test the control compliance procedure. What are the method you can use for? Here this asks for usage of information technology. 6th chapter anyhow we going to study. What are all the usage of IT? Another repeated question. Apply of predefined business, complex calculation. We can finish off. Timeliness, availability of accuracy of info, because you are using computer and all. Additional analysis, monitoring performance. These are all advantages. What are the specific risks? We are changing the inaccurate processing of data. That's normally garbage in and garbage out. We'll call whatever data provided only they will process. Your data input itself a problem. You won't get unauthorized access to data. Somebody is unauthorizedly access. Even what happened in Nirav Modi cases, where they are unauthorizedly given the password of the AGM to have a bank guarantee. The 2 clerks and all they involved collapsed. Unauthorized state to march master file system. You would have studied in EAS also. I don't want to go elaborate. There is an inverse relationship between materiality and auditors. Again, this internal audit, independent things. What are the companies' internal audit will be applicable? They may be asked. All listed companies applicable. Every listed company, unlisted company, there are 4 categories. I will put up in easy to remember. Deposits 25 crores or more. Anytime during the preceding, all the things are preceding financial year, not current year. The reason is internal auditor will be appointed at the beginning of the financial year. Auditors, statutory auditors or secretarial auditors are appointed in the later on. Okay. So listed company, unlisted companies, 25 crores is deposits, 50 crores is the paid up share capital, 100 crores is the borrowing, 200 crores is a turnover. So 25, 50, 100, 200. 25 deposit, DPIT, you can DP, BT, deposit 25, paid up share capital 50, borrowing 100, 200 is turnover. This borrowing and 200 only applicable for this one. So last 2 points, borrowing 100, turnover 200. That way you can remember for private limited company, but only very, very careful. 50 crores or more, 200 crores or more, here only very, very careful, exceeding 100 crores, 100 crores. So exactly 100 crores, internal audit not applicable. But in this case and all, turnover 200 crores or more, exceeding 100 crores only, exceeding 100 crores only, internal audit is applicable. If it is exactly 100 crores, internal audit not applicable. But other cases, applicable. Very clear? Again, at any point of time means today's outstanding loan is 110 crores. On 31st March, it is 0, still applicable. Any point of time, even for deposit. So how we have to take all 365 days, you have to check. In Tally itself, option is there. All 365 days balance, you have to check. Okay. So is conducted by CA or ICAI, ACS only. Whether in practice or not, you have to make. This question also is 610, they will ask an exam. 3 areas, activity related to governance. Governance means ethics and all they have to follow. activities relating to risk management, activities relating to internal. At least you can write the bullet points. Evaluation of internal. This is a thing. Because all exam questions are 3 marks, 4 marks only. It is not possible to write blah blah and all. You have to restrict to 1 page. That way you have to present, because they are asking about quality, not quantity. Whether you are aware of the things only. Are you clear? So otherwise, simply is not possible. As for psychology, normally I will tell, a human being can going to write only 3,000 words in 3 hours examination. 3,000, 3,500 words. Yeah, also a word. Assurance also a word. Correct or not? Evaluation also a word. So you are writing in a human, we are not computer or whatever typing. So maximum 3,000 words you're going to spread in the paper. So into 6 papers, only 21,000 words will change your destiny. So proper presentation, pakka present. Yesterday itself I have shown that how to present. Applicable for any examination. Neat presentation. You give extra marks. So that is the inclination in the minds of the examiner. You have to give marks. That way you have to make. We are making in a blah blah and all. Examiner also human being. Is also among us only. So human being only we are evaluating. Exception is the MCQ questions. Human being. So obviously, rest of thing, he will tick and all. Nowadays everything online. They'll be transmitted to the examiner. So the mood of the examiner also we have a thing. So you have a neat presentation. Suppose you're going to give only 2 marks, you will give 3 marks. Same answer of your friend exactly matching. Assume that two fellows are writing exact weightings. But you are presenting in the clumsy things, not presented well. You will get only 2 or 1, it's 2 only. But your presentation is very good, even 3 or 4 also be there. Tamil will make the Nalla Padam Kamikirdu, just like some picture, even for our fellows also. Putting a neat dress and all, neat presentation, pakka. That way the impression, first impression is the best impression. So kindly, very, very careful how to do. Okay. So these are all the standards are recommendatory in nature. Luckily. Then IFC is there, internal financial control. There is also in the 6th chapter. What is the same definition? These are all IFC, ensuring orderly, efficient conduct of business, safeguard of assets, reduction of fraud. So IFC is a responsibility of management. Then internal financial control FR is a responsibility of audit. IFC is a responsibility of management. 134, subsection 5, class E. But class I of section 3 of 143, we are the fellows. We have to report. So what is the difference? It is a responsibility of management. It is a responsibility of auditor. Again, normally the section 134, subsection 5E, it is 143, subsection 3I. It is whether the policy's definition you can write. You can write this definition. This is also a repeated question. This is also a repeated question. So chapter number 4 got over. 5, the fraud. Okay, we'll take up 6 after that 5 because the continuity will be there. 6, again, audit in an automated environment. You know, EAS, same EAS, but they will ask what are the question. These key features just to go through. Very, very simple. Same of benefit, better security and control, less prone areas. Relevance in IT audit. Same of 4th chapter would have studied. These are all relevance. Then this is a question may be asked in the exam. Some situation in which IT will be relevant to audit. Increase system use for ERP, complexity of transaction, high-tech nature of business. So this is a thing, you check it up. Okay. inefficiency. This is a situation they will ask an exam. Another knowledge of, just like knowledge of business, we have seen, no, understand the industry and all. Just like that, in company automation information, what are the things are required? Which IS will be used, whether they are using Tally, ERP or whatever. What purpose, which software, whether financial software or HR software, whether it's developed in local or global softwares. For example, Zoho also introducing, whether it is a desktop-based, client server, cloud-based. Nowadays, I think every companies are using cloud-based. No need for your things central. Everything saved there. No, our cell phones also like that. Which version? What is the interface with the various system, whether in-house or package, whether you outsource, who are lucky person, just like they are given an example. But this is also another repeated question. So 3 questions you have seen. Then what are the risks? The risk we already seen in the 4th chapter also. What is the impact? Substantive audit. IT cannot rely on the data. If data is a problem, you should not have accounting records. Cannot relay control. If there is a collusion among employees, you should not have a thing. If it is not mitigated. Mitigation means we are not taking action against the risk. Obviously, impact on report. If IT is not risk, obviously our things. I will show on Reliance audit report. Key audit matters. In key audit matters, how it is got addressed. Because key audit matters are the audit matters where very important things will be discussed with the manager. You see it up. This is capitalization and all. See. We identify I system and controls over FR as key audit company because its FR reporting system are fundamentally reliance on IT and IT controls, process significant transaction volumes significantly. Also due to charge transaction and increasing challenge to protect the integrity of company system and data, cyber security have become relevant. Automated accounting procedure and IT environment control, which include IT governance, IT things, blah, blah, will be there. So this is a important things in the KMP. How they address IT specialists and all. Auditors are not specialists. So they are engaging complexity, evaluation of operating effectiveness of general control. Are you clear? Are you clear? This is a very, very important because nowadays modern day technology is very, very important on this one only. So you have to go with that. There are 3 types of control. General IT control is overall control. Specific control is application control. IT dependent control. Kindly check it up. Everything EAS. Everything EAS. I don't want to go elaborate. Testing method, which is the best method. Inquiry, observation, inspection and all. These 4 methods will be there. Pre-performance is low. Inquiry is efficiency wise. So which is a best combination is, we'll ask an exam. Inquiry combination with inspection is the best method for effective and efficient audit evidence. 2 marks question possibility is there. This you can skip this. IFC, again they are repeating this IFC, the 4th chapter, same only, same thing only. Again, IFC is not applicable for interim financial reporting. That is asked in the one of the examination. IFC is not applicable for interim financial reporting. In the 4th chapter, it is there. Okay. Main audit report only there. Another very important is CAT. Computer assisted audit techniques. Now you are using technology. What are the areas you are using? Check it up. There are 2 types of audit report. IDEA and ACL, audit common language, interactive data extraction and analysis called IDEA. There are a lot of tools are there. Even the recently IAM Tiruchirappalli and IAM Jammu and Kashmir, they're going to develop a lot of softwares for that, where they ask for the chartered accountants to have a, what are the softwares you are using. So huge area where lot of tools are coming up. Bigger audit firms are using a lot of softwares, not traditional way. So this CAT, you check it up, complete substantive auditors, computable tool, selection of sample, recomputation of balances, re-performance, journal entry by SA. This is a 2 marks question. Analysis of journal entries as per SA 240 are done by the CAT. Fraud investigation, everything nowadays computer. Nowadays, computer only doing. That is a system. Even this artificial intelligence, how government is getting data, on various recent raids and all going on. How? Wherever you are giving PAN number is linked with Aadhaar. Very clever move. You check it out. If you want to open a bank account, Aadhaar is enough. Not necessary to have a PAN. Maybe aware of, maybe surprised. Aadhaar is mandatory. Recently, I opened an account for my son. He became major. Sir, Aadhaar, whatever data address will be there, the seeded from the Aadhaar. Then not necessary to have a PAN. Okay. But for income tax purpose, linking Aadhaar and PAN is mandatory. So, indirect vicious circle. Aadhaar, PAN is linked for income tax purpose. Aadhaar is linked with bank account. It means what? Income tax department collude the data from bank. That is why happening. When they introduce this system, one of the income tax officer is a straightforward officer, came to my office. He is telling that, sir, when you are inserting our pen drive, dynamic pen drive, where he will collect the information of the client within the second. I am putting the bank account number, all the data, whatever sales purchases he made and all, will collect the information within the second. So I am telling is, even for check it up, some of them you are using 26 AS, the data and all. How government is collecting? Because of technology. Even though they put up in one of the things and all, now we're planning to have some software. Already government is having software. Suppose a fellow is putting a photograph in Instagram. Insta nowadays very famous, no? So they put up the photograph, I'm in the Switzerland or Mauritius or whatever, they're putting a photograph, selfie. They will send the notice to you. How? Who gone to that in Switzerland or whatever Mauritius, no problem at all. What is the source of money? So expenditure is equivalent to income. What is the source of money? We are showing that like that. That is why they are asking now. GST data are seamlessly gone to the income tax department. Income tax department, this is why in income tax return, how much your GST turnover. That is why these are all there. Okay, this is a 4th chapter. So 5th chapter, sorry, 6th chapter, fraud. Very, very important. What is the responsibility? Straight away we'll move on to that. Morning the fraud and all, various definition will be there. Here, intentional act by one or more individual among management, TCWG, employee or third party. Undo things. It's an intentional one. Here, can be happen, fraudulent FR, misappropriation of assets, misappropriation of goods, defalcation of cash. So again, this is another repeated question. How fraudulent FR can be happen? Manipulation, misrepresentation, intentional omission, intentional accounting principle. Just to go through, this is an examination question. Then by the management is overriding control. Management itself, they are doing that. Mean if it is upstream is wrong, downstream also make. So MD is committing fraud means a lower level of fellow also okay. He himself committing fraud, why not? Are you clear? So recording 50 is a journal entry in fraud, adjusting, omitting, advanced things and all. Very, very thing. Why do management? Why pressure? Just to go through misappropriation, defalcation. Again, here another thing is teaming and landing. What is teaming and landing? Come under suppressing cash receipts. The repeated 2 marks question. Teaming and landing will be a suppressing cash payment and all. Very simple. Amount collected from one customer appropriated. Then second customer. So second customer money will be adjusted again first customer. First customer money, the fellow accountant misappropriated. Then what will happen? You have to adjust for the second customer money. No? So from the second customer money, you will adjust it again first customer, vice versa, going on. So very difficult to find out the fraud only with this way. Okay. What is our responsibility? Very, very important question. Very important. Primary responsibility with prevention of detection of fraud with the TCWG and management. Then what is the responsibility? They'll ask in exam. These 5 points, 4 points, very simple to write. Overall, our responsibility to obtain reasonable assurance. Okay. So it is not possible to detect even though usage of SA. Non-detecting MMS resulting fraud is higher than risk of non-detecting error because frauds are sophisticated. Then non-detecting MMS resulting management fraud is greater than employee fraud. First thing is you have to go with the essays. Second, non-detection fraud is more than non-detection of error. This is the 2 marks question I'm telling that. Again, management fraud is more risk than employee fraud. Then finally, what? That is why very, very important. While obtaining reasonable assurance, auditor is responsible. Professional skepticism for the audit. Okay. Now, this question, excellent question. What is your responsibility will be there? A fraud was detected at the office of the auditing. Management is complaining, auditor only not detecting the fraud. You have to be there. It is a responsibility of management. You are doing the audit based on essays. If you are not followed the essays, problem. So, see, higher than all. See, this is a very, very important. This paragraph. The liability of the auditor for failure to detect fraud exists only such failure is clearly to not exercise reasonable care and skill. It means you are not exercising the professional judgment, you are not exercising the professional skepticism, you are not followed the standards, everything. If fraud is detected, if you are not doing the work properly, you have to prove with the documentation. You have to prove with the documentation. I am not particularly to go to the time is not there. Otherwise, I will show the NFRA judgments and all, where you have to prove. Have conducted the audit based on standards on auditing. If you conducted the audit based on standards on auditing, have a proof. No action will be taken. Otherwise, you are the responsible. Okay. This fraud risk factor and all, just to go through this, they won't ask. Very rarely asking. Only thing is circumstances. This question is problematic relationship with the management and all. They're asking denial of access of records. These are all the fraud areas. Undue pressure management. These are all the things they will ask just to go through. Fraud reporting. Now is a very important thing is fraud reporting. Kindly go through this chart. Very easy. A repeated question. Repeated question. Fraud reporting. Less than 1 crore. Not here 1 crore and above. First you have to report to the audit committee, board or audit committee, company having audit committee under section 177 audit committee. So within 2 days of knowledge, you have to report this 4. Nature of fraud, approximate amount involved, overall response. You have to give to the board. Board, what you have to do? They have to disclose. Same point. Nature of fraud, approximate amount involved, parties involved if remedial action not taken. If they are remedial action not taken, parties involved and remedial action taken. Are you clear? If it is remedial action taken, not taken, only you have to give the party symbol. If it is remedial action taken, they will not. Okay, the same first three remedial action taken. Keep in mind. If it is fraud, is more than 1 crore and all same procedure, but first you have to go to central government. How the central government reporting within 2 days of knowledge. Again, you have to report to the board. Same only nature of fraud like that. Then they have to get the seeking time. You have to give time for 45 days. Then sometime they will give reply, sometime they won't give reply. If they are not giving reply, straight away forward the report, note containing that details of report. We have sent that one. Client is not reporting, the fellow is not reporting, the observation to CG. Here there is no 15 days time is not given. Why? They are not giving reply means 45 days time given, not reply means you have to send the report directly to the government. But in this case, they are given the reply. Then another 15 days time for your comment. Your comment, see, plus comment to CG within 15 days. So effective days 2, you can leave within 2 days of knowledge, 45 plus 15. That is why 60 days they will ask in the examination. Even it is applicable for secretarial auditor and cost auditor under section 148 and 20. Here Mudadis is nothing but so far applicable. Okay, what is the penalty for the auditor? In case of listed company, liable for penalty of 5 lakhs. Other company liable to penalty of 1 lakh rupees. Here the format is you have to report to the secretary MCA in a covered by register post with acknowledgement. Again, you have to give in the ADT 4 forms. It is not an E form. There are 4 forms in the company audit. Time permit, I'll explain, but otherwise I will tell you ADT 1. ADT 1 is a company to auditor, company to ROC for appointment of an auditor to ROC within 15 days of appointment. ADT 2 is removal of auditor. Company to ROC, okay, company to CG, here not ROC, central government, within 30 days of removal, copy will be given to the auditor. Third is resignation of auditor. Auditor to the company, ROC. In case of government company, C&H also, very, very important. This is another repeated question. In case of government company, as an auditor, you have to give to C&H also. In ADT 3, that is also 30 days. Because it's asked in one of the exam. ADT 4 for fraud reporting by the auditor to the central government. It is not, first 3 are E forms. Here it is not a E form. It's not an E form. Are you clear? So very, very careful, very simple to remember. First 2 forms by company. Who will appoint the auditor? Company. Who will remove the auditor? Company. So ADT 1, ADT 2. Who will remove? Who will resign? Auditor. Who will issue the fraud report? Auditor. Are you clear? Are you clear? So this is the thing. Relevant forms. ADT 1, company to ROC, appointment, 15 days. ADT 2, company to CG, removal, 30 days. A board report actually. Then ADT 3, auditor to COG, government company, resignation. In ADT 2, auditor to secretary MCA. It is not a E form. Okay. So also keep in mind, because it's very, very easy to remember the concept. Okay. Okay. This is a fraud reporting. So chapter number 5. So first 6 chapters got over. So okay. So again, if it is extra 1 classes and all, I will explain, but for them also very difficult to arrange for that, for a number of classes. Okay, now we'll move on to the major areas I am covering for you and all. Seventh chapter, audit sampling, one of the toughest area. Don't worry. Here I will tell you that what are the things. Sampling is, this is also, this is another 2 marks question repeatedly asking. Audit sampling refers to application of audit procedure. You know what is audit procedure? Risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure. Less than 100% of population. Here population means data. Normally population means human population and all, you keep in mind. But here less than 100% of population. What are the things normally will be there? Purchase data, sales data, cash data, bank data. That's only the data in the company, correct? So you have to get the conclusion from the population. So in Tamil and all, they'll call us, no? If you, how you know that the rice is boiled or not? In olden days, they have a pot. Even for the pongal and all, they have a pot, no? From that only they'll make pongal. So how to take sample whether it is a entire rice is boiled or not? They will take some 3 or 4 rice from that one. They will smash like that. If it is okay, entire things are just like the audit sampling also. Same. It is not possible to check each and every vouchers. Here there are 2 things: statistical, non-statistical. You are using the mathematical things, statistics things and all, statistical and all. But same thing only. Whatever the things and all, population is data. What is the characteristics in appropriateness? Whether the population is appropriate, whether data is completeness, reliable. Check it up. This is also audit evidence, because SA 530 also audit evidence. How we have to make, there is why test of control, test of details. Statistical sampling, non-statistical sampling, usage of things. Approach, both are here scientific, more scientific, using mathematical things. They will ask here non-statistical sampling is auditor's personal thing, personal experience of auditor. Both are things you can make, but statistical sampling will be accurate, more accurate. So again, the factors for sampling, another exam question: size of the organization. If it's a bigger one, more sampling. So in all things, the internal control is pakka, sampling you can reduce. Books are pakka, you can make. Tolerable error range, materiality. Tolerable means how much you can accept the error. Degree of desired confidence is, remaining thing is desired confidence. So use advantages of statistical sampling, another repeated question. So does not change, increase in population. So sampling, you are taking even 1,000 samples are pick up out of 10 lakhs things, still the sampling will be valid, more objective and defensible. You can use a minimum. Suppose, sir, I don't know about how to write the technical. So very simple to operate. That's why you can write more objective. Then provide meaning for derivating calculated risk. It is description for the large mass of data. At least you can write. It is widely accepted. It's more scientific. That way you can write. Okay. Now we'll speed up. See, some of the questions are stratification means, I will come to that, because there are these methods. Sometimes we'll ask from the random sampling, systematic sampling, monetary unit, above set, and block sampling. So I first will explain this monetary based on the selection. Higher item you normally will see, just like ABC analysis. High value item will see 100% or whatever. Correct. Abasset sampling. Abasset sampling, just like book cricket. Whatever way, whatever things you can check. Correct. It is a auditor. So monetary unit sampling, Abasset is not come under. These both are not appropriate for non-statistical sampling. Okay, come to this random selection. It is based by the computer will select the numbers, random numbers. From that, you have to start the checking. For example, 500 voucher, 580 is the voucher. Computer will select. That voucher is going to randomly, or from the drum, picking up the number from the drum or whatever. Nowadays, computer only. Population, this is applicable for the same range. It's called homogeneous, means same thing. Heterogeneous means different. Again, stratification is very important. These are normally a scientific method. All population to separate, well, it's a strata. For example, trade receivable. I have a lot of trade receivable. 5,000 state receivable, 10,000 Sunday data. Sir, how to check? How to whether it's a pakka or not? Very, very simple. Then you classify. Here some example given. For you, you can have your own classification. Balance in excess of 10 lakhs. Balance between 7 lakhs, 70. They given some example. C, D, E. Some example. From that higher year also you are going to ABC. 10 lakhs, more than 10 lakhs, 100% I will check. Next is 25%. Like that, you are stratification. Okay. Interval sampling, systematic sampling. So what you have to do? First, you have to make first 50 voucher. Starting point. That is called block sampling. Sorry. So here sampling is for example 50. So starting point is 50. Continuously you can take 50th number, 100th number, 200th number, like that. But assume that here the problem is every 100 is a particular branch sales. For example, Adayar Ananda Bhavan having 300 branches, they go into merge the head office. 100th voucher is T-Nagar branch sales. Every 100th voucher is T-Nagar branch sales means then you will check only T-Nagar branch sales, not other things. So, for example, 1 month account, or for example, you are selecting only January, February. January you will check, March you will check. Alternate month you are checking. It means that January month is only by entries posted by responsible of accountant A, means you won't check the accountant B things. So it means you should have a minimize the possible pattern, multiple random numbers. I'll start with 50, 100, 150 like that. I will check from 25, 50 like that. You have to be okay. Block, particular block. For example, September month, October month. For September today, 17th, 100 voucher I will check. Like that. This is the one number. See, it depends upon each and everything. The best method I am following is stratification. And this is also 3 and 4 also. Suddenly you will check whatever you want. That is also very important. Otherwise, normally the last day, normally I will do my audit thing is bigger sampling also will take, small sampling also will take for bank audit and all. Because small loan also, these fellows knows auditor won't see. Small loan, even 50,000, 1 lakh things also, some mistakes will be there. Even the last vouchers, what will be the cutoff between one period to another period? Sales, purchases, cash, bank payment, journal. This is only will be there, no? The last voucher entered in the books, I will take photography. The number, or I will note it down the numbers. They should not tamper. They should not put extra entries. Again, I will take next year opening entries also. First voucher. Then only you can make. This is a very simple way of things. That also I will check 100%. Plus this stratification. Definitely you will get the thing. Because you are not, some of them not join articleship or join articleship and all. That make very clear. So this is area I will go. Otherwise, these are all very tough areas. This is not a right forum to discuss. Otherwise, take a lot of time. Now, I think we missed out. Okay. Then we'll go to the analytical procedure. So that I already told, comparing financial data and non-financial data. Repeated question I will move. This, what are the ways you can collect the things is very, very important. There are 4 methods of analytical data. This is thing. This is a thing. trend analysis, ratio analysis, structural modeling, reasonable test. This is a repeated question. Trend is used technique, comparison of current year data with the prior period. Okay, just to go through. Ratio analysis, flexibility, GP ratio, NP ratio, that make. Then reasonable test. Does not rely on even the prior period. Using non-financial data is called reasonable test. That yesterday I told, no, occupancy rate. Leo cinema is going to come. How much occupancy rate estimation called reasonable test. Another is called structural modeling, using the modeling, linear regression and all. Another opportunity for chartered accountants. One of my client is working in Deloitte as an engineer, are analyzing structural modeling, how the projection. So very interesting for youngsters, not only in traditional auditing, go with the mathematical things. Mathematical Accenture, some of the companies are giving more salary. One of my junior in my college is ordinary BCom, but he's mastering Excel. Now he's earning 40 lakhs in Accenture. Imagine, under him, 3 or 4 chartered accounts are working. His qualification is only BCom. But bigger companies, how they are making this financial report and all, they will give outsourcing to the fellows and all. Yesterday, one of the old students I met in the CA Institute, he's telling that, sir, where he's not completed the CA, he's telling that where you are working and all, one of the American company, they are only preparing tax returns. The CPA of America, they are outsourcing the data to Indian companies. These fellows are working this database, then again sent to CPA. CPA file the return. The things are getting changed. Usage of technology, artificial intelligence, you must know. Why I'm telling is you should not go with the traditional practice. These are all gone. Those days are gone. You should not depend on bank audit and all. Technology plays a lot. Okay, fine. Just to, where is the sources of, what is the reliability of data and all, just to go through. That's all. So, at least another 25 minutes. The 9th chapter, I already told you must to know the things. Even though pages number is very heavy. So the thing is, you must know all the P&L balance sheet format, but especially concentrate. See, yesterday I told, no, this area they are pitching. The notes, whatever bold letter, the amendments, CSR. First time reading the question, I was shocked. How they are asking CSR in auditing and all. Then they change the P&L balance sheet format. Extra reporting is there. So CSR, how to report amount required we spend, amount of expenditure incurred, shortfall, all the things just to go through this reporting. Kindly keep in mind how to rounding off the things and all. You have to keep in mind. Binami transaction. This also there in Caro. Also I want to explain. So this is one relation with stuck-off companies. This is C. All the ratios also you have to give. Some K. 11 ratios. Any fluctuation between previous year 25% of things you have to give the reason. Cryptocurrency or virtual currency. This is also you have to give. These are 6 areas. Possibility of one question will be there. Possibility. Okay, that also keep in mind. Then we are moving into the chapter number 10. For chapter number 10, I don't want to explain elaborately, intentionally, because same thing applicable for the first group law, 139 to 148. Are you clear? Here I'm moving into some of the areas, section 144, auditor now to render certain services. This bookkeeping and all keep in mind. Okay. Appointment of first auditor, subsequent auditor. Just a chart, kindly keep in mind. We are moving into the, again, casual vacancy, very, very careful. Here are the repeated question. Casual vacancy, temporary vacancy. If auditor is resigned, there are two things. One is resignation, other than resignation. Other than resignation, dissolution, death, and disqualification of auditor. In case of government company, both are same. If it's a casual vacancy, C&AG will appoint the auditor within 30 days of the casual vacancy. If the C&AG fails to appoint the auditor, the board of directors will appoint the next 30 days. The auditor will continue till the conclusion of next AG. Same thing applicable for other than government company. Here resignation, other than resignation. Very, very careful. In case of other than resignation, board will appoint the auditor within 30 days. No issues. In case of resignation of auditor, in case of other than government company, not only board resolution is required, also be approved. Very, very important. The last repeated question. Also be approved by the company at GM within 3 months of recommendation. Again, sir, how to remember the appointment, reappoint, first auditor and all? Very, very simple. Whenever, wherever the appointment of auditor by the board of directors, always 30 days. Very easy to remember. Whenever, whatever the situation comes for the board of directors to appoint the auditor, always 30 days. Okay. First auditor, see, first time, government company, appointment by board, 30 days, failure, 90 days, till the conclusion. Government company, 60, 30, 60, see, failure, board. How to remember, sir, here 90 and all, very, very simple. 30 plus 90, kindly imagine 120. Here 150. So 120 will be there. So 30 is board of directors, remaining is 90. Here government company means C&AG will appoint. So 30 is the board. So in between 150 minus 30, 120, 60 by 60. That way, normally I will remember like that. For subsequent auditor, other than government company, only by members in AGM. So here number of days not given. So AGM date is obviously maximum 30th. Okay, you have to conclude till the conclusion of 60 AGM. Obviously, subject to this audits, rotation of auditor and all. Again, government company, within 180 days, another very, very careful thing is 180 days from the commencement of year, financial year, till the conclusion of AGM. Okay, here see, notice that till the conclusion of 60 AGM, first AGM, here till the conclusion of AGM only given, because for government companies, every year empanelment. So, okay, there is also a fine-tuning area you must know. Rotation of auditor every 5 years you have to rotate. That is why these are all companies, all unlisted public company 10 crores or more, private company 50 crores. For all 50 crores, rotation will be applicable. Above that is applicable. Okay, so you have to change. So in case of one term for individual auditor, 5 consecutive years. After that, cooling period of 5 years. Cooling means not eligible. Firm means 2 5 years. After that, 5 years cooling. Keep in mind that also be there. This is audit committee. What are the committee? Company having audit committee also kindly go through. Removal. Another thing is this way ADT 2. First procedure is first you have to get the letter. That is a suppose the 1/10 of the members giving of special notice means those having this 1/10 of members is giving the letter. There is a give the things to the company. The board of directors call for the meeting. So within 30 days of the resolution of pass in the board, they have to apply to the central government. Prior approval is needed from the central government. What date they will approve, we don't know. After getting the approval from the CG, 60 days from the approval, you have to call for the board, the general meeting, then pass a special resolution. After a special resolution, only you have to remove. Very difficult. Simply removal not possible. That is why instead of going with this route, what they will do, no, they will pressurize the auditor to resign. Otherwise, you have to pass in the one and only cases, you have to pass special resolution. Otherwise, all appointment of auditors, reappointment are by ordinary resolution only. For removal, there are two checkpoints. First checkpoint, you have to get the prior approval of central government. Second checkpoint is special resolution. But other areas, resignation, simply you will resign and go. You are irritating the auditor, what they will do? He will move from the company. Are you clear? That is the thing. Keep in mind, these are all very, very interesting. Another question is, if auditor acted in fraudulent manner, then only central government jump into picture. Otherwise, corporate veil is there. Corporate veil is there, they won't jump. Okay. So if the auditor acted in fraudulent manner, then there are complaint is given by CG, the tribunal satisfied, central government will appoint auditor. In other cases, ask the company to change the auditor, but he is not 5 years not possible for him to continue as auditor. Just to go through, ceiling is 20 per company. A huge area. I'm not in a position to complete this. Anyhow, you also know that. Caro, very, very important. We are going to travel. Caro, very, very important. Applicability, all the companies, but exception is banking company, insurance company, Section 8 company, OPC. Very, very careful. Caro is not applicable to private company provided it is not being a subsidiary or holding company of a public. It means if a private limited company is not a subsidiary or holding company of a public company, again, paid up share capital and reserves for other areas. You check it up in any audit committee, rotation, anything, internal audit or whatever. Only paid up share capital is a criteria, even small company and all. Here, paid up share capital plus reserves or surplus only not a thing. Okay, paid up share surplus not more than 1 crores. And total borrowing exceeding 1 crores. Which does not have a, and any point of time, then there is a turnover is 10 crores. All the three conditions are satisfied. Caro not applicable. Again, I'm repeating. All the three conditions, just like residential, resident, but ordinary residence, two conditions or both the conditions are satisfied. Just like that, three conditions are satisfied for Caro not applicable. First thing is paid up share capital, reserves and surplus less than 1 crore. Not more than, okay. So up to 1 crore. Then does not have a, there is a total borrowing 1 crore. Then turnover 10 crores. Then Caro not applicable. Any one of the condition is break, Caro is applicable. So it means what? Caro applicable for foreign company. Caro is applicable for subsidiary or holding company of a private limited company, subsidiary or holding company of a public limited company. Or any one of the condition is break. If my turnover is more than 11 to 10, more than this one, again the confusion will come. Here, a lot of professionals also feeling that, sir, for small company, Caro is not applicable, we are telling. But small company definition is paid up share capital 4 crores and turnover is 40 crores. That is a definition. But here telling that, sir, small company also comes under private limited company, where my paid up share capital is crossing 1 crore, Caro applicable and all you are telling. But very much clear that if it is classified as a small company, don't go for this criteria. Clear. Seniors also doesn't know. For example, for some of things for listed company, not applicable means even you don't bother about the turnover, paid up share capital, whatever. If it's a listed, is applicable. Just like that. If it's a small company, turnover, you should not go in dig into the further things. Very clear. Very clear. That is a very, very important things. Then what are the things you are keeping in mind is, so Caro again, Caro is not applicable for consolidated financial statement. Caro applicable for branch audit. Again, For branch audit also CARO applicable. For foreign company, CARO applicable. For government company also CARO applicable. Not applicability, CFS, consolidated financial statement, CARO not applicable. Here the format is given. Normally they will ask the fixed assets, whether they are maintaining proper books, proper records, physical verification, the deed. This is a possibility of questions are there. Binami transaction. Again, second is investment. There is an inventory possibility will be there. Materiality. Then we'll speed up. I'm going with a huge one. I'm ready. Arrow itself will go for that. This is a one fraud reporting. In CARO also there. Any fraud by the company noticed. Any report fraud, ADT4 filed or not. Any whistleblower received or not. Okay. Now. Non-cash trans. Okay. Now. Ongoing project. Okay. Now again another question may be asked. Fundraise. The C, D, E, they will ask. See, it means that, sir, whatever above 148 and all, normally they won't ask for the exam. Another, this is also they will ask. Cost records, GST payment. This just kindly go through from CARO. Definitely one question will be there. 4 marks question, sure. 4 marks question, sure for that. Okay. Again, joint audit. Joint audit, repeated question is what is the advantages of joint audit and disadvantages of joint audit will be there. This question is again repeated. 2-4 firms, what is an engagement partner? Again, before this is the area normally last. What is a joint plan between 2 firms? Identify the division of area worked out, reporting objective, joint audit things. This is a repeated question. Branch accounts in Indian branch either by CA, main auditor or branch auditor. In case of branch situated outside India, either the same statutory auditor or accountant and all. So far, no definition for accountant under this Companies Act, or any person duly qualified acts an auditor in the particular. The foreign qualified CA. That we keep in mind. Branch auditor have to send the report to the main auditor only. That is keep in mind. Cost audit. Cost auditor have to go. Okay, punishment 147. Okay. So we have seen this AO, QO, DO and all. I given that things. Keep in mind just to go through. Then audit of banks. What are the important questions are there? Engagement team discussion. This is a repeated question. Engagement means though conducting the audit. These are all the engagement team discussion. This question is repeated. Engagement team discussion. What is the area where error will come? How to identify the error? This is a question. Kindly make a note. What is the advantage of this one? You have to keep in mind. 2 marks question, 1 mark question. NPA, non-performing assets based on accrual, not recognized on accrual basis. Don't write cash basis and all. When booked as income only when it is actually. When it is actually received only, you have to book. It is, again, recognition should be objective, not a descriptive subjective. This is also 2 marks question. Format and all. Appointment and all, same of company audit. Okay. Is fraud reporting under RBA, same thing. Extra point is, this is a fraud reporting extra in addition to 240. See, same thing repeated. Have you noticed that? It's a repeated fraud reporting. Here, this is a repeated question. Understanding the risk management process. 5 areas are there. A, B, C, D, E. Kindly go through. Understanding the risk management process. Repeated question. So we have seen 3 questions is repeated. Advances, fund-based, non-fund-based. Earlier they asked. Now here, how to check the advances. They'll ask in exam. This is in your NBFC provision. Would have studied in accounts. Same NBFC provision applicable for this. How to make the substandard, doubtful, and all. Would have studied in NBFC in first group. Hope that also be there. Agriculture advance. Another thing is how to classify as NPA and all. Another repeated question. If it is 2 terms, long-term crops, short-term crops. What is long-term crops is more than 1 year, just like sugar cane, like that. Paddy and all short-term crops. So what it will make, if it is treated as NPA, overdue for more than 2 crop season. But more than 2 crop season means what? More than 1 year and crops. Okay. Short duration means 2 crops. Long term means 1 crop season. This is they will ask in exam. Very, very careful. Again, this is another repeated question. How to audit the advances? This is the main thing is advances. Amount included, amount due to the bank. So auditor to collect the evidence. Okay. So this is the one for advances. Again, the last area. I'll tell you that. Audit of different types of entity. Don't neglect these areas. Main thing is all very, very simple institute is given. If does he know that major point, let me keep in mind, audit of education institute, charitable, cinema, hospital, same bullet points are there. That way you have to make this, examine the constitution, examine the bylaws, examine the powers of members, examine the minutes book, internal control system, books of accounting policy, receipts, expenditure, assets and liability. There is a very, very simple, sir. I don't have a time. I don't have a time. I can make. Okay, this is a thing. So repeated question in government audit is C&AG power. This is also they ask in one of the exam, constitution powers and all. Anyhow, C&AG duty. The heading only you can write. Compilation relating to audit. Because they'll ask for 4 marks. How it is possible to complete? This is of states. Kindly keep in mind, it's one of the repeated. Powers also repeated. 4 power. Inspect any office. Require any accounts and all. Just to go through this 2 questions. Very, very, very important thing is expenditure audit. Standards and all. Don't confuse with the auditing standard and all. Government expenditure audit. 5 areas. They themselves given in a short form. Kindly go through. This itself enough. Against rules and things and all, whether the proper order is given based on the sanction. Imagine an auditor of government is auditor for metro train or whatever, whether the order is there, sanctioning, how much sanction will be there, how they are spending the fund. Proprietary audit is unnecessary expenditure to be reduced. Performance audit, nothing but standard costing. Kindly go through this 5. Very important thing, just like receipt, very simple. Stores and inventory, Food Corporation of India and all, just to go through. So major 3 or 4 points only. Municipal corporation, there are 3 types of grants: general purpose, specific purpose, statutory compensatory grants. Again, this is the objective of audit is this one. True and fair view, internal control, legal compliance, money value, error or fraud. This is as an objective. Again, same objective only auditors consider. Okay. So NGO and NPO are same. Just to can run that one. Again, hospital, cinema, theatre, like that. Again, partnership, very, very important. LLP, which are the forms you have to file also, they will ask. It is a form. They ask in 1 or 2 marks. Forms to be filed because LLP, appointment, everything same. Charitable institution and NGO are same only. Then again, main thing is this hospital and all. See, for example, hospital, register of patients. It is school, register of students, collection of cash, income from investment. Don't write only this point. Some of the fellows are writing whether auditor, MBBS, whether doctors are having MBBS or company, any sanitary things are there. Whether oxygen cylinders are working and all, don't write. They will put 0. It is none of our business. Our business to check the records, accounting records. Okay, some of the funny things they will write cinema, theatre, Leo cinema going to come. Okay, statement of ticket, free passes, entertainment tax. Now GST will be there. Just to go through this. Then again, peculiar thing is in audit of cooperative society. I will jump. Cooperative society appointment and all same of things and all. There are 2 types of cooperative society. State cooperative society and multi-state cooperative society. Multi-state cooperative society, same of audit of things, same type of books. Only thing is, this is keep in mind, another repeated question. Powers of central government to direct special audit of certain cases. Old companies are there. This is keep in mind. Keep in mind. Okay. Okay, inspection, hotels, whatever. Okay, so that's all about that. So it's a marathon things and all. I completed all the things and all for an idea. So thank you very much for Kavin. Yeah, exactly. I finished off. Hope that my material also useful and all.
Definitely,
Very
sir,
simple.
definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you can make a final. Yeah. Finish off?
Yes, sir, we can finish.
Yeah. So thank you very much for the opportunity given by SICASA and especially Kavin and all, proper coordination, excellent coordination. So thank you very much. I hope that you all be in the final level. The same program will be continued and for the final level and all. So I wish everybody to become a chartered accountants in a shorter time. That is very important. All the very best. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fine.